This is the killing fields in just outside Phnom Penh. This is a mass grave, 450 victims buried here. This is a Chinese grave, bones and teeth fragments. This is a mass grave of 166 people buried without their heads. This is an area where there's mass graves, and they've built this deck around here to try and conserve the area from being washed away in heavy floods. But the audio that you're given to walk around this path is very good. You can take a guided tour, or you can have just the audio, and that explains each different area. tree, they hung loudspeakers in that tree so that it would avoid the moaning of the victims while they were being executed. Bones remaining from 1980. The killing tree. Where the Khmer Rouge took babies and smashed their head against the tree and threw them in the pit. There are 1,000 women and children buried in this pit here.
Excuse me.
Sorry, oh, you're taking it, sorry. As the audio tells us, Pol Pot was forced out of Cambodia in 1979, and the Khmer Rouge were forced into the forests, into the rural areas, but incredibly Pol Pot still led the Khmer Rouge for another 20 years. And Khmer Rouge was still seen as leaders of Cambodia right through till then, receiving assistance, financial assistance. And it's incredible to think that Pol Pot continued on living and ended up dying at the age of 73, had a second marriage, and had, from what the audio tells us, a good life right up until his death. And there's suspicions that he was poisoned by former employees of the Khmer Rouge. But a terrible story. Unbelievable, the rest of the world didn't seem to know what was happening here in Cambodia. And that's what the audio says, a lot of it too. They can't work out why the rest of the Western world didn't step in and why they weren't aware of what was happening here. So there are over 3,000 killing fields in Cambodia, formerly Kampuchea. All of them having thousands of burials, death, bodies buried. This is the largest one here. This is the largest one that's been used as a memory to the past. And that area where the skeletons and the heads were stacked up, that was built in 1988 by the Cambodian government as a memorial to the period of 17th of April 1975 to the 7th of January 1979. Well, I've spent approximately over an hour here, and when you leave it's just a very angry feeling that something like this happened in my lifetime. I was living in Australia in the 70s. I was young, of course, but you don't really know that this was happening. I did know about the Kampuchea back in the 70s, and I knew about the war that was going on, but we never knew that that Pol Pot was still in power for so many years. So yeah, when you come here, it's just a very angry feeling that I get that this happened only roughly 45 years ago, 50 years ago. Alright, thank you. Bye.